Hello my dear students, here's again your computer Wunsum, and today I will show you what HTML is about. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. This is the language that is made to make websites look good. So websites are nothing without this language and without the text provided in it. By using this text, which is in the HTML file, we can create websites that are very famous or very known, like Amazon, YouTube, and so on and so forth. As you can see, the HTML language is used mainly in websites, and the whole internet uses HTML. Technically, everything in the whole internet uses HTML. Also WordPress and any other website that also can create websites is using HTML, and we can use HTML for ourselves to make our websites much more amazing. So most of the websites don't look like this, they look like something more interesting. However, this is the basis what all of the websites are about. This, for instance, is just a snippet of a famous firm called Amazon, and this file is just one part of a gigantic conglomerate of HTML and CSS and JavaScript files used for making the most amazing website possible. We are starting off with the HTML files. These files are saved as .html, and it has multiple examples for coding in itself already, but we can use some more of them just for our websites. HTML is, like I said, a so-called markup language. It's used to structure documents for the use in the World Wide Web. This thing here is nothing more than a data structure which states what things are necessary to watch in the browser. To see something like this, you can go on your favorite website and then press F12 on your browser. This can be with any website you want, and you can do it anywhere you want. But we don't go this far. At first we are going to start with a simple HTML file. This, in fact, is a full simple HTML file and already working. And I will show you the parts about this. The doc type HTML just states what document type it is. It is necessary for the machine to understand, but most of the time it's just a commentary for the user. HTML, beginning and the end of the HTML file, this is where all of the HTML data is about, where we all see what we are doing with HTML. The head is here. Here you can see some website information which is necessary for the website. The head is mostly comprised of data, of technical basis or of user basis, and the body is what the website is all about. And in this case, the content is just the header and some text. Now this is just a very simple website. I will show you that this is working. You will see it here. This is the file index.html. Index.html is saved in one of my folders. The folder is the following. Here it's this dieser PC Dokumente.html. And if I open this file, you will see that there is the website. Here's an example for an HTML site. And if I change the properties in here, like this, and then refresh it via pressing F5 or pressing this here, then you can see it changed according to the text written here. It can be anything you want. Banana are good. And you can change it anywhere you want. You can see that everything of these parts here has these brackets of open and closing. If I delete them, you can see that this is just shown as a text. This HTML, as soon as it is in these two brackets of open and close, or smaller than and greater than, then it is recognized as a part of the markup language. However, if it isn't in it, then it isn't. So let's show you this. Bananas are good. Here's the H1 this. This is gone. But as soon as I take it back, here you can see this bananas are good. This h1, for instance, is a part of the markup language. It means that's a so-called header. The header makes the text bigger or smaller depending on the settings. And everything between this h1 and the slash h1 uses the hypertext of the h1, so every configuration the h1 has. I will show it to you like this. I delete the S, save it here, and then as you can see, T, S, bananas are good. You can imagine it like this. As long as it is in h1 and here in closing h1, it is always in there. If I delete the good and get it at the end of the file, technically it isn't in the HTML file anymore. Here it works. So here's the bananas are good, and now if I refresh it, it's gone. So bananas are good. The computers are already smart enough so they recognize whether the text is outside or missing or something like this. Like I said, h1 is a command for the header. If you're using some paragraphs, then you should use p/p, and then you're getting a paragraph. This doesn't change too much because HTML is already quite smart enough to change it accordingly. However, if you're having this p/p and write down trees are nice, then you can see that there will be a paragraph. If I delete this, you can see that it is in the same line here. To make it in another line, we can use the break command. Here you can see it's just on the next line. Okay. By the way, always when I change to this window, I save before and then refresh it. This makes it easier for myself and for anybody watching these videos, I guess. P. Let's see what happens now. I copy bananas are good. Bananas are good. /p. Bananas are good. Trees are nice. Okay. The reason for this is that the one is considered a paragraph and the other one is called a break. So, these are just some examples of using HTML as a language. We can use much more of them. But at first, the main point is make sure that you have a location where you can put the HTML files. In my case, I've put them into Dokumente.html. And then what you need to do is open a notepad or the editor in German. Open the editor and then start the program. As soon as we create a new card, I save it. Then we need to make sure that we save it as a HTML file. Let's say otherside.html. And then what we can do is just copy this HTML example, other side, then call it something else. That. So, as you can see, it's already with the specific logo. And now if I send it here, you can see this has the title other side and this has the title HTML example. So, this is just an example for working with HTML. As you can see, HTML isn't too hard. I will show you other examples of working with HTML. And until then, I can't wait to see your little HTML projects. Your Computerbonsam.